This is the Conscious Hour, and we're going to listen to Pete Hegseth. And really ironic, there's a old book that was written a long time ago. It's called The Art of War by Sun Tzu. And I can tell that Pete's never read anything like that. And I have to explain something to you. Pete is just a messenger. He was brought on because he's supported heavily by the Netanyahu administration. Everything he talks about, he reads as script, and you'll find that every time that somebody comes on that represents the Trump administration has a script. And the script is written by the handlers, and the handlers are, well, fill in the blanks, folks. It's the zebras, because you don't want to say that other word. Let's get into what Pete's wisdom, or lack of, is, and how he is delivering an ultimatum to a country that has already said, excuse me, we don't trust you, and we aren't interested in playing ball with you anymore. But Pete's trying one more time, and he's threatening the world.
Let's listen to what Pete had to say. Let's listen to Pete.
In this new phase, as Iran has an important choice, a chance to make a deal, a good deal, a wise deal. As part of that effort, the United States has imposed an ironclad blockade that grows more powerful by the day. From the Gulf of Oman to the open oceans, our Navy is enforcing this blockade without hesitation or apology. Now, as usual, there's a lot of false information out there. I'll say this, every ship.
Let's just stop Pete right here. First of all, Pete, you're lying. Second of all, the Strait of Hormuz, the U.S. has no higher authority to control trade and commerce. And the most important thing is you're on agenda because you made an oath to your buddy, Netanyahu, that whatever you have to do, we want to take out Iran because that's been the vision forever. So he's just a puppet. And here we go again. He's clueless, actually.
That the U.S. believes meets our criteria, either Iranian ships or to and from Iranian ports, has been turned around. As of this morning, 34 total. Non-Iranian vessels are allowed to transit, and many have, including overnight. Not only is the blockade growing, in fact, a second aircraft carrier will join the blockade in just a few days, but this growing blockade is also gone global. Just this week, we seized 2 Iranian Dark Fleet ships in the Indo-Pacific region that had left Iranian ports before the blockade went into effect. They thought they'd made it out just in time. They did not. We seized...
So then hold on a second. We have the U.S. government seizing sovereign nation ships in open waters. So what do we call this, folks? We call it gangster capitalism. They are forcing the hand, and the hand that they're forcing is going to come back and bite them more than you could ever imagine. Let's keep going with wonderful Pete Hegseth, that very intelligent moron.
They're sanctioned ships, and we will seize more. Our blockade is growing and going global.
So they targeted every single ship coming from Iran, any ship that goes through the criteria. Is that the case? Not really. I mean, multiple oil tankers are still passing despite the U.S. naval blockade, some of them being oil tankers. I mean, if it was a fishing boat, you'd think, okay, Pete Hegseth might have missed it, but you can't miss an oil tanker. Why did they allow an oil tanker to go in? Well, according to this report, and that's just from yesterday, by the way, many passed since the so-called blockade of the United States of America, which is in essence a pathetic attempt to show strength and try and convince people that the United States has some sort of a say or leverage in all of this. It's like shooting yourself in your own foot with 3 bullets. Let's listen to this report. Again, lots of them happened, but this was one of the most recent ones.
But most importantly, Pete Hegseth is lying. He's lying to the world. So why would anybody trust him being involved with anything in the government when he's been lying about the facts? Well, if you watch mainstream television, you can't see that because ABC, NBC, Fox, and all of them, look who owns the corporations. That's why I encourage everybody to go to the YouTube channel of The Conscious Hour on TikTok or YouTube. There's over 650 videos, but most importantly, pick up the phone, leave a message with your congressional representatives, and tell them to shut this thing down. Because if Petey Boy keeps playing with it, it will go to a full war. And what will happen is U.S. bases in the entire region will be destroyed. The economy will be destroyed because the desalination plants, all of the petrofactories gone. And Israel, don't forget, is the size of of New Jersey. That's how small it is. And if you haven't been watching the hypersonic missile attacks because the mainstream media don't show it, please go to the Conscious Hour and go and look at the videos we have there. And please start watching YouTube because you can see news that the Western media refuses to report because it's controlled. And this is the Conscious Hour. It's your Conscious Hour to wake up and say one thing. We don't want our taxpayers spent overseas invading foreign countries and stealing resources. We want our tax dollars to be spent here in the United States, making America great again. And by the way, Donald, you promised you would do that. This is the Conscious Hour. Hit the like and share button. Most importantly, like and share button. Hit it so I can get the algorithm up there. And please donate to the 501c3 so I can bring in another staff person to actually get my professional next version of the Conscious Hour out there in public and start interviewing people, because this is what I've done my whole life. I create solutions for complex problems. 42 years of doing that. It's the Conscious Hour. It's our Conscious Hour, folks. Tune in, turn on, and